Okay, welcome back. This is Bob the Vape and Computer Guy. Today we have one of the newest Sub-Ohm tanks, the Lemo 2. Okay, so let's do a quick unboxing here. We have the Lemo 2. It's a new tank that Sub-Ohm Cleromizer that a lot of people are talking about. We just got this one in here. So there you go. You got your tank. Fill port in the top. We're going to do a complete review of this. But people like unboxings. You like to see things coming out of a box. So let's take out the box. There you go. You got ELeaf. I'm sure that's a little bit of a manual there. This is warning about filling. You got no blue screwdriver. You got a nice little keychain screwdriver there. You get some extra O-rings. You got some what looks like organic Japanese cotton, and you got some Canthol in there. Okay. So, to make you people happy that like to see things coming out of a box, there's your unboxing. I will use this for a while, and come back and give you a full review on the Lemo 2. Okay, so I decided to do this Lemo 2 review in some stages. I've had it on here for about an hour and a half now. When I first opened it up, smelling it, it smelled like there was maybe a little bit of machine oil on there. It could have just been the metal, but I certainly had it cleaned well. The only thing I didn't clean is the actual area which was already wicked with a coil of their own build on there. So I left that in there, all the rest I cleaned out. I put some juice in here. Not my favorite juice, but it's something that I've been trying for the last week, 2 weeks or so, called Philip Rocky Grand Reserve Creme de la Creme. I'll have a separate review on that later. It's a little bit expensive juice, and it was highly recommended. I'll let you know what I think of that. But I was pretty familiar with the taste since I've been using that in a full-size Kangaroo sub-tank lately, and trying to get that just right. So I popped that in here, and if I get pretty familiar with the taste, let's see how it compares. So far, in the last hour and a half with the Lemo 2, I haven't been getting very good taste. It's been more subtle. And it's almost like, even though I cleaned it, like a little bit of a machine taste is coming through there. So it's a little hard to say what that is, if it's just a different tank. The airflow is about on par with a sub-tank mini. It's not as great as I would have hoped. Let's take a vape on it. I'm still getting a background taste that almost is like metal, or some kind of metallic taste like that, or machine oil taste. So I'm not sure. Like I said, it's been about an hour and a half going back to it. Letting vape it a few times, letting it sit for a little bit. I did prime my coils before anybody writes that in the comments. The coils, the wick that was on there was well primed. I let it sit there for about 10 minutes after I primed it. So I'm not getting any really dry hits. I'm doing this right now on 15 watts. Their pre-built coil was 0.5 ohms. But yeah, it's so far I haven't had anything to make me say, wow, this is great yet. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of times these things change as they go on, but right now, first impression within the first hour and a half is not so great. Airflow is acceptable. It's not so great though, but the taste is not coming through. I'm getting better taste on a full-size Kangaroo tank. That juice has been in there for about a week though, adding more juice to it constantly, but I've been vaping it out of there for a while. So we'll try this a little more, and we'll come back maybe in 24 hours and see how the taste has changed by then. Okay, so let's look up close at the ELeaf Lemo 2. As you can see, it's a nice design. It feels heavy, it feels solid. The quality of the build is very nice. It comes with a nice fitting drip tip. I've found other drip tips to be a good fit in it. A lot of times you'll find other tips don't fit very well. Other tips seem to fit very snug in this. Let's see, bottom pin. It unscrews into, top comes off. It's a little wet still, I just cleaned it. Sometimes the casing there's your Pyrex. Sometimes the chimney doesn't stay attached to the bottom. The one real downside I found to this is don't expect this to be a tank that you will remove the juice from and try and put back into a bottle. You know, you might fill it with a juice and then decide you want to change it out. And with a lot of tanks you can unload it and pour it back in. That's not so easy in here without spilling it. This is the build that came in here, 0.5 ohm build. I've been using this one a little bit, and came wicked as well. I think it came over wicked with too much cotton. Just breaks down into the different parts. Everything's a nice fit. Screws in nice, fits nice. This part is, since this is not using their own coils, it's simply a buildable base. I haven't tried to force this off, but I don't think this comes off. Their base is attached right into the bottom of the actual tank unit. So the build quality is nice. It feels good. Everything is very simple. It's a very easy design, easy to put back together again, easy to work on, easy to clean. I haven't had any leaking problems. It's been very good. Your airflow is a single slot, Cylon style slot. You can close it off completely, or you just open it as you need. And I like that. I don't see the reason for having to turn a ring completely around to give you 1, 2, or 3 holes or anything like that. You have one large slot, and you close it off to whatever level of airflow you want. I usually like it completely open. Filling. This is the nice thing about this. Let's make sure this is on tight here. Dry it off a little bit. It's a little wet, so it's slipping around. When you want to fill this, all you have to do is close off your bottom airflow and open up the fill port. It's a decent sized hole. Obviously, if you have fillers that have a needle type, or you're using a needle, that's extremely easy to get in there and fill. When you're using a dripper, I thought that was going to be more of a problem. Let me find juice to put some in here for you. Let's try some of this ELeaf's Blueberry Church. It's not too bad. This drip is a little smaller, so it fits in. But it's not too bad. Even with big drippers that don't fit all the way in, that just sit on top, you can put them on there on top. You may have to do a little bit cleaning off later on, but for the most part it works okay. You fill it up, you turn it the right way instead of loosening the head like I just did. Once that's closed off there, you can see there it is, open, closed. You can reopen up your airflow. And there you go. That's the Lemo 2. It's not much you do want to remove juice from it. What you really have to do is get a good grip on the tank, holding it down to the base. You have to unscrew it, and hopefully you don't take out the chimney at the same time. And if you hold it pretty tight like that, well, I took out the chimney, but alright, and then you'd be able to pour your juice back out if you choose to do so. But as you see, just a little bit of looseness and that tank's going to come out and you're going to end up with juice all over your hands. So you do have to be careful about that. So that's my only downside, is sometimes you have a tank full, you like to change it without vaping it all out, and it's a little difficult on here. Other than that, the fit is very nice, the threads are very nice, the quality is nice, it's a heavy solid tank. Drip tips fit great in the top of it. It turns just, I'd say just right. It's snug enough that it's not going to move on its own, and yet it's easy enough to turn even when it's on your mod. So that's up close with the ELeaf Lemo 2. Alright, I figured I'd add on a quick fill of the Lemo 2 here. So we, as you can see, I wicked it and I have the base around it there. Let's get some juice in there. My cotton already tucked down in there, so I'm trying to make sure we get that saturated pretty good. Let's check what that was, make sure.
Level 4 message.
It's not doing so good. It might be a little loose in there. Let's see. The coil may have come loose. .2, 3, point. Look at that. Jumping all over the place. There you go. Let's try. I got 100 bits. Can't find the right one. Let's try a little blue. A little blue works perfect. The cheap half a penny little blue. Look at those readings are all over the place. Yeah, something's not right in that coil. Alright, let's pop this off. So we get juice all over. Unfortunately, it wasn't too saturated. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to show you, which is nice, is unlike Kanger bases, like the sub-tanks, you can see here that your coil, let's see if we can do this where you can see it. Instead of it going around the screw is just pushing it down. It's actually going into the hole on the side here, which is very nice. You put your coil there and you run your leads into the side of the base, into the hole. It's a pretty small hole, but you get it in there and then you tighten down your screw. Unlike the sub-tanks where you're fighting to get this wrapped around the screw, which seems like an old style way of doing it, but that's the way like the Kanger sub-tank rebuildable bases do it. On here, it's going through that hole, which is very nice. That helps a lot to make it a lot easier to build your, to get your coil mounted the way you want it to. It gives you a little more play of putting it in and then being able to move the coil around to get it directly over the airflow hole. I think the problem is with my smoke ohm tester here. Look at that. 0.5, 0.5, 0.9. That's not accurate. This thing is going in the garbage. So while I have this open, let's get a little more juice on there. One thing you do not want is a dry wick. See if we can get that in there without getting the cotton caught in threads. There we go. We'll use our trusty little blue screwdriver to tuck, 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 tuck. You know, a couple more drops on there, probably a little over. Would help if we put the tank on. Airflow closed off. Open up our fill hole. See, go too fast, make a mess. You know, some people are trying to fill it this way because you can see a little better, but they actually tell you in the paperwork that comes with it to lay it parallel to the table in order to fill a little more, leaving about 10%. So I'd say that's pretty good. We'll leave it like that. We'll close off the air flow. We'll clean it off. You can even see, let's open up our airflow on the bottom. I was closing off the fill hole, not the airflow before. You can see a bubble rising up from the airflow on the bottom. So there you go. We got some air on the top. We're pretty full with nice juice in there. And let's go take a vape on it. Hey, welcome back. Alright, so been using this Lemo 2 for a few days now. And here is my final results. I like it. I've been very happy with it. I've had zero problems with it. I've had zero leaking after a number of tanks full of juice. I mean, zero leaking, nothing at all. It's beautiful. The design, I would think, you know, that it might leak a little bit just because the tank is just sandwiched between here, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of protection in there, but it just fits well. It works well. I'm very happy with it. So let's go over the pros and cons. I would say the pros are solid. Screw it here, haven't taken it off in days. It's a nice feeling tank, you know, it feels well made. It's good quality. The threads fit wonderfully. Can't show you now where I, you know, put juice all over my keyboard here. But yeah, the threads fit nice, everything screws together nice. Airflow is beautiful for opening and closing. Same for the fill port on the top here. It's very nice. Everything just fits good. It's very easy to open and close the airflow even when it's on your mod, which I like a lot. Not that I'm playing with the airflow that much, but some of them make it very hard. You know, you feel like you're tightening it too much onto the 510 connector if you're opening it. This doesn't seem to have that. If this is on here, I'm able to turn this very easily. And I don't feel like I'm damaging my mod by tightening on the addy too tight. It just feels good. Filling it's beautiful. You close off your airflow on the bottom, you open up the top, you stick your drip your bottle of juice in there. You can't pour into it though. And that's also one of the cons. But other than that, a needle or any size dripper seems to work fine. Airflow on it's beautiful. I'm very happy with the airflow fully open. I think that's great. It's a perfect level. It's exactly where I like it. I leave it fully open, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And the price. I got this from MyVaporStore.com, which had it for $34.95 on pre-order. They're located, I think, in Queens, New York, and that I had to pay sales tax, but that made it a little, faster for me to get it. So, I like ordering from East Coast stores instead of ordering from California and having to wait 5 days for standard shipping or pay for for overnight. So $34.95 is certainly a great price for it. What can I say? Everything about that is great. Cons, none really. I can't find anything that I don't like about it. The only thing I would say is some people may feel that with the fill hole you can't pour a bottle of juice in there. Sometimes you have juice that just you want to just pour in and fill it up quickly. You can't. You're gonna take your dropper and you know, maybe 5 or 6 times to fill it up. I can't really see it as a negative. Some people might, but other than that, Lemo 2 I've been very happy with. Like I said, it's solid, it's clean, it feels good, it's a nice size. I think it looks nice, it fits beautiful on there. It's wonderful. I like it. Good price. I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't to my channel, and comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.